I'm presuming you're here because you or someone you know is experiencing an irritating, life-altering internal noise that's persistently eroding the quality of their life. Whether it be a ringing, buzzing, swishing, roaring, or beeping makes no difference, because these are, of course, just descriptive words to describe the common sounds heard by many who suffer from tinnitus. And I'm guessing you are also here because, like so many others, you've been told there is no solution. Let me ask you, are you sick of tinnitus running your life? Are you sick of tinnitus ruining your life? Well, like you, I was too, and that's why I created the Tinnitus Retrain system. This is not a fad, not a one-quick fix empty product. This does not promote secret herbs, vitamins, diets, detoxes, fasts, masking devices, or any expensive therapy. The goal of the Tinnitus Retrain system is to approach tinnitus with practical, realistic, effective, and proven methods of elimination, which allow you to once again find peace. But first, I want to tell you why I don't like to use the word cure when it comes to tinnitus. Firstly, I think it's misleading, cruel, and lacks credibility. Cure tends to conjure up an image of a magic pill or an elixir, where one day you have tinnitus, the next day, just like magic, it's vanished. As you probably already know, there are literally dozens of products promising you a cure for tinnitus. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but this is mostly an unrealistic misconception for long-term tinnitus sufferers. I mean, there are almost 500 million people suffering from tinnitus. Do you really think if there was some secret, simple, quick-fix cure, the cat would still be in the bag? I don't think so somehow. In fact, studies have shown that looking for a quick-fix cure for tinnitus can often backfire, resulting in an intensification of symptom awareness and an increase in feelings of frustration, hopelessness, and depression. So if it's a quick-fix miraculous cure you're looking for, please move on, as we're not in the business of selling snake oil. However, do not despair, as there is a very positive solution for those who are willing to put in a bit of effort, and it's called the Tinnitus Retrain system, a cognitive-based habituation process that can have a profound effect on the perception of your troubling tinnitus. Through the Tinnitus Retrain system, you can begin to distance yourself from the agitation, frustration, and suffering that tinnitus gives your mind and body on a daily basis. This is the only online video-assisted habituation program for tinnitus, which has proven to be effective, practical, and easy to implement. As unique as you are, the program can be tailored to meet your individual needs, regardless of tinnitus type, tone, pitch, or volume. And most importantly, it's engaging, fun, and rewarding. In fact, the exercises, methods, and techniques within the program will benefit your life in more ways than just overriding your troubling tinnitus. But before we continue, I want you to picture this. You wake up feeling invigorated and refreshed after an uninterrupted, peaceful night of deep sleep. Your energy levels are through the roof, and your confidence is at an all-time high. You no longer feel angry, frustrated, anxious, isolated, and despondent, for those feelings were associated with your tinnitus, which is now a thing of the past. Your newfound vigor and energy is demanding you go out there and take back the life you have been missing out on, for tinnitus is no longer begging for your attention 24/7. Are you ready for the new you? If so, let's get started. You see, I know that sometimes tinnitus feels like a giant boulder blocking the river of your life, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can calm the waters, flow around that boulder, and return to a peaceful, normal existence. And over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Rob Richards, and up until a few years ago, I suffered from debilitating long-term tinnitus. When I used to tell people that I suffered from tinnitus, they'd look at me as if I was crazy. They didn't believe that tinnitus was something you actually suffered from. After all, it's just a funny ringing sound in the ears, right? I mean, how bad can that be? Well, those people have never tossed and turned through sleepless nights. They've never felt frustrated, straining to follow a simple conversation. They have never waded through a mental fog of exhaustion and fatigue. They have never spent countless hours trying to find relief and comfort in the face of a relentless, insidious internal noise. They have never gone through what you're going through, but I have. Before tinnitus, I was working hard as a yoga instructor. I thought I had my finger on the pulse of what it meant to possess mental and physical well-being. After all, this is what I was teaching on a daily basis. I was living a normal life, working hard, building 2 businesses, paying off debts, and trying to keep a social life and a relationship afloat at the same time. I thought I had everything under control. That was until tinnitus walked into my life and changed everything. The noise was subtle at first, a slight ringing in my left ear, accompanied by a slight pressure. The ringing was almost like as if I'd spent the night at a loud concert, except I hadn't. At first I didn't think too much of it, and I went about my hectic daily schedule. After a few days, this slightly annoying ringing became more and more noticeable, and the pressure built. As the noise became more prominent, it slowly began to grate on my nerves. A simple visit to the doctor will fix this, I naively thought. To my disappointment and amazement, my doctor could not figure out what was wrong, and after multiple visits and a round of prednisone, I was diagnosed with tinnitus. Okay, great, I thought. At least I now know what it is. So when will it go away? I asked my doctor. He subsequently informed me that there was no known cure for long-term tinnitus. You'll just have to learn to live with it, was his advice. Learn to live with this? It's terrible. It's taken over my life. How can I possibly learn to live with this? This was the beginning of an endless, demoralizing, and ultimately fruitless chase for an answer. I spent almost 8 months visiting ENTs for second, third, and fourth opinions. I had MRIs, C-spines, dental examinations, and X-rays, all of which came up with nothing that would trigger such aggressive tinnitus. The conventional medical route turned out to be disheartening and futile at best, and all that could be offered was powerful and addictive antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, neither of which I wanted to entertain. So I subsequently began to explore the world of alternative healing, since I'd had no joy in the conventional realms. I tried every alternative healing method you can name, as well as a list as long as your arm of vitamins, herbs, juices, detoxes, and even fasts. Nothing worked. This marked the true beginning of my despair, the sleepless nights, the exhaustion, the anxiety, and the subsequent depression that followed. I was at my wit's end. I felt I had nowhere left to turn. Some months later, I happened to be attending a yoga workshop where I crossed paths with an amazing man. He was a retired ear, nose, and throat specialist who, due to an accident, had been living with what some would have found a crippling level of tinnitus for the last 27 years. Yet he wore no hearing aids, he had never had surgery, and he took no pills. He was perfectly healthy, happy, and his tinnitus didn't even register with him anymore. It was essentially non-effectual. What this very unique and kind man told me changed my perception on tinnitus for good. He asked me a question that went a little like this. Have you ever wondered why some people with tinnitus never seem to be bothered by the noise in their ears, whilst others simply cannot bear it? You might be surprised to know that it has nothing to do with the tone, type, pitch, or volume of their tinnitus, but rather it has everything to do with their nervous system and how and why it responds in the way it does. He said I can spend all my money chasing the next latest and greatest secret remedy, vitamin, herb, expensive habituation therapy, or develop a nice pharmaceutical drug dependency, all of which were either snake oil or had no permanent long-term success or guarantee. It was here that an interesting shift in my perception took place, one that eventually took me in a completely new direction. This man helped, guided, and inspired me on a journey to beat tinnitus. And on the course of that long journey, I developed an all-natural holistic method of self-treatment called the Tinnitus Retrain system. As I developed the system and delved further into the true nature of my tinnitus suffering, I began to break down tinnitus into 3 relevant compartments. These were prevention, action, and solution. And I soon found that overcoming tinnitus had a lot to do with a term I coined, learning to listen beyond tinnitus. Some can do this naturally, whilst others simply have to educate themselves on the true cause of their tinnitus discomfort, and subsequently apply the lessons into their daily lives. Learning a series of unique, powerful habituation techniques, coupled with cognitive behavior exercises and lifestyle changes, can help you become tinnitus-free. The secret of the Tinnitus Retrain system is based on 3 foundational principles. 1, understanding what makes your tinnitus unique. 2, recognizing how you respond to it. And 3, learning how to let go of it in order to rewire a new response. It wasn't always easy, but through this system I was able to craft a battery of highly effective techniques and apply some simple lifestyle changes that allowed me to effectively create a new mental and physical response, essentially bypassing my condition and rendering my tinnitus ineffectual. So right about now you might be thinking, what's the catch? Well, here it is. Unlike miracle pills and secret formulas, our Tinnitus Retrain system takes a certain amount of commitment and willpower on your behalf. The program will guide you, but the rest is up to you. The real question you should be asking yourself is, are you ready? Have you had enough? The Tinnitus Retrain system difference is instantly evident. There is no drugs, no pills, no extreme fast, no detoxes, no herbs, no masking devices, or anything of an extreme nature associated with this program. By locating and addressing the true source of your discomfort, you join a very elite few who have managed to treat their tinnitus by breaking the habitual pattern of their suffering. Once you've mastered this, there is no going back, for you have essentially rewired your response to your tinnitus. You see, people who depend on medication or complicated therapies for relief tend to fall back into tinnitus despair eventually. They are dependent upon external factors to treat something that originates from within. When treating tinnitus in any way that does not take into consideration the body's emotional relationship with the noise, you create a fragile situation, one that is set up to eventually fail. With the Tinnitus Retrain system, we employ some of the most powerful, reliable mental health treatments for tinnitus. As the saying goes, healthy body, healthy mind. The program really does take into consideration the whole organism, from connective tissue, the circulatory system, and adrenal function, to the power of your thoughts and feelings. TRS deconstructs the holistic puzzle that is tinnitus, then goes about repairing, strengthening, balancing, and calming your system via a series of practical, intelligent, and supportive processes that gently diffuse stress and tension and re-energize the physical body. The physical body, of course, being just one part that makes up the whole tinnitus picture. Additionally, we construct the framework for forging new neural pathways, which make up the mechanics for reinventing your cognitive and emotional responses to tinnitus. The Tinnitus Retrain system focuses on 7 powerful processes that are taken into consideration and worked upon for complete health and eventual tinnitus eradication. But do not worry, you won't feel overwhelmed, quite the opposite. TRS is all natural, safe, practical, fun, and most importantly, effective. Once you embark on the Tinnitus Retrain journey, you'll realize exactly what you've been missing. There is no other tinnitus retraining therapy system online quite like this one. It's comprehensive, intelligent, and beneficial in more ways than just your inner ear health. The program offers a complete blueprint for tinnitus habituation, which you can perform in your own time and at your own speed. The program was made to be practical and easy to understand. The very nature of the TRS system allows for it to be fully adjustable and modified to suit any person's ability, stage, or age. And it's delivered in a logical, easy-to-comprehend style, complete with demonstrational video for easy follow-along and visual reference. We don't bury our heads in the sand or wait around for some super herb, vitamin, or drug to take care of our tinnitus. We deal directly with the emotional response to the noise and at the same time go to work on strengthening, calming, and restoring your body's delicate systems. It's a multi-pronged approach and is simply the only non-surgical, non-pharmaceutical way of eradicating tinnitus for good. People who participated in our Tinnitus Retrain group experiment were amazed at how quickly and how easily they could grasp the video-assisted self-habituation techniques, which once implemented and practiced, quickly reduced their ringing to a tolerable level. There was a marked reduction in feelings of stress, physical tension, anxiety, agitation, and exhaustion. They felt less dizziness, nausea, pressure, brain fog, and fullness, which often can accompany ear conditions. Participants reported that they felt rejuvenated, more positive, with improved personal relationships and workplace productivity. The simple lifestyle adjustments, once applied, provided drastic improvement in quality of sleep, energy, digestion, and well-being. After consulting with medical experts and various mental and physical health personnel, and spending countless hours of research and experimentation, we feel we found the most practical, non-invasive, common-sense solution to this subjective condition. You see, the body is an amazing machine, perfectly evolved over thousands of years, capable of astounding, seemingly unconscious mental and physical feats of self-healing. It's liberating, empowering, and exciting when we realize we have self-control over our condition. But as with anything, the more enthusiasm you put in, the more you'll get out. We give you the blueprint for tinnitus eradication, but the rest is up to you. Unlike other tinnitus programs available online, which are just ebooks, the Tinnitus Retrain system is video-assisted and comes accompanied by an almost 500-page comprehensive and thorough e-program, which you'll have full and unimpeded access to immediately after purchase. And please, have no fears. There are no hidden costs, no surprising add-ons, and no membership upgrades. We are solely in the business of making this revolutionary tinnitus habituation system cost-effective and readily available to all who are suffering from tinnitus. And with the added benefit of ClickBank's quality, secure service and 60-day money-back guarantee, you can rest assured you'll be confident and satisfied with your purchase. A video-assisted program of this size and quality usually goes for $117, but right now I want you to try out the program for the introductory price of just $37.99. And on a personal level, I want you to enjoy the incredible health and stress-busting benefits which I've received over the years from yoga. So as a gift, I want to give you the Tinnitus Retrain Power Yoga Guide. But for me, yoga and meditation go hand in hand. So I also want to share with you an incredible and powerful program which I've called the Tinnitus Retrain Guide to Meditation. This additional bundle alone usually sells for $64, But I'm including it in the price of the Tinnitus Retrain system because I think together they form a powerful addition to this already highly effective tinnitus eradication program. Plus, on a personal note, I simply want to get more people hooked on yoga and meditation because the benefits are just awesome. Remember, the Tinnitus Retrain system is also video assisted, meaning I've included easy-to-follow video modules demonstrating the various exercises, techniques, and lifestyle modifications, which work alongside the immensely informative and almost 500-page e-program. So, if you're like me and have difficulty following written instructions, you can simply visually learn. All this, along with the Tinnitus Retrain Guide to Yoga and the Tinnitus Retrain Guide to Meditation, would usually sell for almost $200. But I still want you to have it for the introductory price of just $37.99. Why am I doing this? Simple. Your success is my success. The more people who manage to resolve their tinnitus via this cost-effective, practical system, the better. I want people to share their positive experiences with other tinnitus sufferers. And the only way I can possibly do this is to make it affordable, accessible, and attractive. So what are you waiting for? You've got nothing to lose except for that irritating sound. Come and join those who are already enjoying a tinnitus-free lifestyle. Together, we'll break the chains of tinnitus and learn to listen beyond tinnitus.